So one of my very first jobs, which really got me thinking like an entrepreneur, is when I was working in gyms. And it was my job to go out there and to find every single month 50 new people who would want to join this small local gym, which wasn't an easy task, as I found, because we didn't really have much of an online presence. We had not much of a website and no online strategy behind that website. So instead, I was usually sent out on the streets with a clipboard and a pen and a few flyers, and I was expected to stumble across those 50 new people every month who would want to join the gym. And it was in the midst of all of this that I thought surely there has to be a better way. So that's when I started thinking about this new idea, a website which would be called Fit Us In, that would allow people to quickly find, compare, and book their fitness passes online. So the gyms and the trainers, they would have a better way of finding people and they could increase their revenue. And then customers, Australians, would have an easy, flexible way to get fit and healthy. So my conversation with you here today is about the journey that I took and the steps that I took to get this off the ground. It's about the ways that social and digital media really helped my business to grow. And finally, I'll be sharing some online tips that can make your lives a lot easier. Because as small business owners or as sole operators, getting your business to profit can consume your entire life if you allow it to. I'm sure that we've got some frequent travellers here in the room today. Have any of you ever gone on a trip and you've packed all of your gym gear in your bag, but then it just stayed there? Because the so-called hotel gym turned out just to be a few broken treadmills down in the basement. And then when you're back home and you just want to try out a few different gyms before deciding which one to join. And then I thought, okay, well the next step, I better get some kind of a website off the ground. Then after a couple of months, I finally signed up the first chain. They had about 70 gyms across the country. And that was a big step. That meant it was enough for the other gyms not to be skeptical anymore. It's quite a competitive industry, as you can imagine. So once one of them was on board, then the next one would want to know how they could be on board as well. So then at this point, we had quite a bit happening on the site. We thought, okay, now we need to start telling the customers about this. So that's when we started turning to online marketing. At that point, obviously we still had a bit of a shoestring budget. So we used all of the available online tools that we could. And now we've got hundreds of different gyms and trainers listed around the country. And we've helped thousands of people to get fit and healthy that might not have otherwise, if they couldn't use this service. So for some businesses, scalability is a very critical requirement. Do you want to be local or do you want to be global? Well, whatever the answer is to that, it's quite clear that social media and digital media is still going to be an absolute key. To get ahead, it's really important, as I said, to start using these tools to increase your presence online and to be prepared to adapt and to learn along the way. And as I say, the best way to do it is to go out there and do it. You know, with technologies, there's often new ways that you can use them. There might be technology that you haven't even thought of. It was sitting in your pocket over there, but we can find a new and an innovative use for this, okay? So you've actually got yourself a nice new waterproof iPhone cover here. So if you want to come back and get this one, good luck with getting that one out, Judy.
Oh, I think Vanessa was just inspirational. I just love her honesty and I love the fact that she started this from nothing, just an idea.
Vanessa was fantastic, and it's great to actually be able to give small business customers not only a beautiful story about her journey, but also practical advice that they can take home that night. That is really powerful stuff that they wouldn't already be exposed to, so fantastic.